Hey everyone, Genevieve here. Sometimes I just get these hits to come on live, and I know I just have to follow them because what else would I do? And this one feels like it's a message for the women. So, hi. Oh, I'm on Insta and Facebook, and I just saw Lauren Harkness popped on Instagram. Lauren, I'm wearing your necklace that you got me. She made this, guys. Thank you. How fucking beautiful. Do you guys see the gorgeousness and how Genevieve-ish this is? I love you, sister. Thank you. So I wanted to speak to the women and just see what comes out. And first thing I want you to know, women, is that I am you. Powerful women, I am you. And I know how exhausted you are. And I know that you can have it all. I know that you deserve it all. I know that you know that. And I know that day in and day out, you're in that experience of birthing that for yourself. And I also know the exhaustion. And now I'm specifically going to play here in the realm of sex and in the realm of, well, men. And also knowing that we're operating on layers of truth, right? The truth level, like the big high truth level, when we're in the middle of the orgasm and we've merged and all that 5D goodness, we know that they are not actually genders, right? They're just here to play. So I want to start there, and then we're going to work our way down. Now that I said that, I want to address this desire that women keep coming to me with. And this has been happening a lot this past week. A lot of new clients, a lot of new women have been reaching out to me. And what I'm hearing them say, when I'm hearing them, not even hearing them say, but feeling them feel in their body, is this constriction around wanting to feel free and knowing they can do it on their own, but not wanting to, right? So wanting, like understanding that sovereignty is here, right? Like we can do it. And there's this deep desire, women, that I'm feeling from droves of you coming in right now, to find a man that can presence himself to your freedom, right? And so women, I'm not going to speak to the men on what they can do because I've been trying to do that forever, and I'm tired of teaching men and training men. We're done, unless you want to work with me, and then I'll train you. But it's exhausting, right? And women, powerful women, I know you know this. How often do we go into relating with men and then we end up coaching them and we end up training them to hold us, right? And yes, there's a degree, there's a level of like, I like it when you touch my hair like this, right? There's a degree of that, or don't spank me there, spank me here. And like on the 3D level, but on the 5D level, there's a level of allowing the man to really step into you. And the problem is that there's not a whole lot of men that have reached that level of being able to relate to powerful women in this way. And I know, men, I'm going to get some rar from you. And there's a part of me that no longer wants to say, yes, you figured it out, because truth be told, we haven't really, right? And I don't want to keep telling you yes when it's not a yes. And I think I'm feeling these women coming to me this week, and I'm feeling like this is where we get to say, this isn't it. This is where we get to say, you know what? Actually, no. This is where we get to say, you're thinking that you're doing it and you're not doing it, right? And by it, I mean the thing that we desire. Now, women that are coming to me, the first step for you is to figure out what the fuck you desire. What do you want? What do you want? And I'm not saying this from like a very materialistic standpoint. I'm saying this from like a, do you know your body well enough to feel her? Right? To feel when she wants to lean in and to feel when she wants to lean back. Do you know your body well enough to know when your nervous system is constricted or expanded? And do you know your body well enough to register, is this a reaction to the person in front of me, or is this my own stuff working on unlocking itself and coming through? I've been on this journey lately of putting, well, yeah, of allowing situations that feel slightly uncomfortable in my nervous system, like consciously choosing them, and then letting myself be in the discomfort and waiting to see what unlocks. And it's been a pretty awesome journey. It's similar to my first explorations with kink, right? And so I didn't know what I was going to talk about, and I still don't really know what I'm talking about, but I felt like I needed to connect with you women because I want to make sure that you know that you don't have to settle anymore. And I think, women, the reason that we're so afraid of claiming our desire is because what if the desire is not actually what you think you want? Like, what if the desire actually means that you have to break up with that person, or that you want women, or that you don't want a child, or that you do, or that you want someone with more money, or that you want, rougher sex or sweeter sex or whatever it is. Like, we run from that place in ourselves because we don't understand in our bodies, women, that we can actually nurture and love all of it. And what starts to happen as we go on this internal journey of really connecting to the things that we desire, we start to recognize a lot of our darkness come up, right? There's a lot of stuff that comes up. And it's shame, and it's guilt, and it's anger, and it's rage, and it's sadness. And then we learn over time that we get to love and accept all of it. And then what starts to happen, right, when we're doing that, is we then learn to love and accept all of us. Clearly, we can show up as all of ourselves, and then our no and our actually don't really want that becomes a lot clearer. And then we can recognize more readily when, as powerful women, we're attracting men that are not nourishing us, that are not allowing us to fall back into them in the way that we truly desire. And then the no is much easier than the, no, I guess I'll wait and see, right? We start to make these decisions that don't need to make any sense. Because it's a game anyway, we get to play in it. And so if the second that it feels that our bodies are no longer in their desire, it becomes very easy for us to just call it and move, not worrying about the effect on the little boy that may be showing up in front of you, right? Because I see so many women doing that. I see so many women coming to me and telling me, he's almost there. He's almost where I want him to be. I can feel the exhaustion in my body, right? Or, I don't want to tell him no because what if something more is here? Everything that you deserve should already be there right away. There's nowhere that we need to wait to see what shows up. Because the present moment is the only thing that we really need, right? It's the only thing that's really real. And so for us to be waiting around is an annihilation of our own desire and a turning away from our own instincts. And that's one of the things that keeps coming up with women in my work with them, is this. So many women ask me, how do I know if it's my instinct? How do I know if it's my instinct and my intuition? And how do I know I'm not just running, or I'm not just being, abandoning things or whatever? And the knowingness comes from a place deep, deep, deep within you. And it comes from this inner compass that is a skill that's developed over time, and a skill that's developed with feeding yourself. And so I'll give you the skill really quickly before I close, on how to do that. So these are, the way to do this feeding is through your own erotic blueprint work. The erotic blueprints are simply a way of deregulating your nervous system so that you can truly expand and open up sexually and really in all of life, because how we have sex is how we do everything, right? And so there's 5 different erotic blueprints. The energetics, your superpower is that you can have sex without being touched. This is what I am, my primary. And so I need to feed her daily. I need to not be touched daily and feed myself with sexual energy from off of my body, on a daily basis. Anticipation, tease, all that good stuff. I need silence and I need space, right? That's my energetic. Then there's the sensual. Sensuals are fed by touch. Their superpower is their 5 senses. So everything needs to look and feel and taste and sound delicious and decadent. And you guys know how to set up the room for lovemaking, right? There's flowers, there's impeccable music, and you can really fall back into that space. So that's the second nervous system deregulation system, the erotic blueprint. And then the third one is kinky. Your superpower is that you guys can go into fantasy land and really move to a place of almost like out of body experience sexually. It's fascinating. Kink has a huge world of that. And then your shadow is deep shame. I forgot to mention the shadows for the first 2. The energetic shadow, what I am, is overwhelm. And the sensual shadow is having an elusive orgasm, because we get stuck in our head thinking about all the things that need to be done and all the things that are happening and all the things, right? Or maybe like something's too scratchy on your back, or your hair's in your face, or something like that. And then there's sexuals. Your nervous system actually deregulates with penetration, with sex. And for you, a sexual sex is a need as much as drinking or eating, right? Not necessarily the orgasm. I know a lot of people that follow me practice, men especially, practice non-ejaculatory sex. It's more the act of penetration and moving the body in that way for sexuals. Your shadows is that you miss the journey. And then the shapeshifter, you guys' superpower is that you are the freaking superheroes of the sexual realm. You can play in all the areas. And your shadow is too much. I'm too much. Is this okay for me to want this much? And I'm speaking to powerful women because many of you are shapeshifters. If not, you're already shapeshifters, then you're budding shapeshifters, because you guys are starting to recognize that you can have it all. And in your partnerships and in your relating with men, I just really wanted to remind you today that there's no place in you that needs to settle. There's no place in your body, in your shapeshifter have it all desire, that needs to say, you know what, that's good enough for now, right? And the shapeshifter, because your shadow is feeling like you're too much, and because your shadow is feeling like, sometimes having to respond to the other person versus allowing your own desire to come through first, because that's one of your shadows, then often what happens in relating is you shut down the part of yourself that says, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what feels good, this is what doesn't feel good, right? This is where I am, this is where I'm not. And so more of that, right? More of allowing yourself to feel into your fullness of having it all and of who you truly are. And the way that we get there, as I mentioned before, is by finding out what this blueprint is. What are you? What does your nervous system want to deregulate? And feeding it so brilliantly that your body and your mind and your heart and every system inside of you gets to open to your truth. And in that, you have it all because everything aligns with your truth. Everything. You just birth things. Things just happen. There's no, right? There's no indecision. There's no fear of it to fall away, right? Because there's this deep trust within your own body that feels really juicy. And I want all the powerful women that are listening to this to experience that. So once I unlocked that for myself, guys, life started to be brilliant, magnificent, gorgeous, otherworldly, right? Life became a life to celebrate daily, day in and day out. And I want that for everyone. So I hope there's something here for you, ladies, men, if you're watching. And I will be on tomorrow at 3 o'clock to take questions, which I love even more than talking at you. I love to just receive it and then birth whatever comes up. So 3 o'clock, Insta and Facebook Live. If you come onto Insta, tomorrow you can actually join me on video and we can do some coaching. And then anyone who joins me on video to do coaching will get a complimentary session with me. So mark your calendars for 3 o'clock Eastern. Tomorrow we'll do our Q&As and dive deeper into anything related to money, sex, or God. I love you guys so much. I hope there's something here for you. I'd love to hear your responses. Bye.